going to get started in just a moment, guys. All right, so good morning, good afternoon, guys, good evening. This is Today in Crypto Show. My name is Vitaly Dobinin, founder and creator of Bitcoin's Walls Club system, and I am super excited right now as the whole crypto market right now is absolutely changing its sentiment, and excited as ever as we are seeing some very positive news. And today we're going to discuss some of this, and I'll show you why it is going to be very probable that in the next 6 months Bitcoin can jump all the way to $40,000 to $65,000. What developments we are seeing in this area, and we are definitely seeing that Bitcoin price is holding steadily, and pretty much the bear market for Bitcoin could be over, right? We bottomed out. Bitcoin is trading at $7,500 right now, and while other altcoins we're seeing losing value in regards to Bitcoin. So it's kind of like money flowing out of cryptocurrencies and altcoins and flowing into Bitcoin. So crypto never sleeps, you know. I know it's Sunday, it's a family day, but you know, we are here as always giving you up to date about the markets and what is going on, and I am just pumped because I know where the market is going next. And I have some really cool insider information that I've got that I've learned over the last several days that got me pumped. And in this live stream, I'll also share with you one coin that I am going to be loading up with in my portfolio as well, that I'm bullish on, in addition to Bitcoin. So let's get started, guys. We're seeing the crypto market at $284 billion right now, and take a notice that the Bitcoin dominance right now is 45.2%. Now that's interesting to really pay attention to this, because as we've seen previously in the December, November, when Bitcoin was going through a massive rally last year, Bitcoin dominance was going up while altcoins were going down, and then vice versa. Then Bitcoin in the beginning of January went from like 60% dominant to about 32% dominant, and altcoins just skyrocketed during this period of time. This is something to note, because during this period of time, in the mid-December until beginning of January, we've seen massive movements of altcoin in relation to Bitcoin, meaning you could put one Bitcoin and turn it into 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 Bitcoin from those cryptocurrency trading during this time when Bitcoin dominance was going down. So right now we're seeing this Bitcoin dominance going up again. It is about 45% right now. So money is flowing into Bitcoin because the market is very exciting for this announcement that can really turn a massive influx of billions and billions of dollars, even hundreds of billions of dollars into Bitcoin this year, right? So I already published a video a little bit later today about this announcement, so make sure that you watch this. But I'm so excited. I'm going to talk about this as well in this video. So let's go over the news. We're seeing Bitcoin ETF requests for comments are 97% positive. So this is the biggest announcement ever for Bitcoin, this ETF that was filed for approval from CBOE, this Chicago Board Operation Exchange. And the reason being is last year when they made an announcement about the future, Bitcoin jumped like 10 times in value since July until December in anticipation, and a lot of those hedge fund investors were loading up their Bitcoin because they knew that the contracts were going to be out there and they will short Bitcoin, they will make a lot of money, right? So that's exactly what happened. There was a big run up. There's a whole leg of institutional investors came in mid-December 2017 that pushed the prices to $20,000 for Bitcoin, and then it went down all the way to about $5,800, where the smart money, the institutional money are loading up right now during those times. So the same organization, CBOE, is now applying for the ETF, which will allow very easily in a push of a button to buy into Bitcoin, and it will be very liquid on stock exchanges and brokerage firms, you know, for traditional institutional investors and hedge funds to basically buy Bitcoin with ETF. Now, because CBOE is such a high respected organization, very well known, very well funded in the space, you know, that by itself increases its chances that this ETF is going to be approved. But other than that, we're just having other things that are going on. For example, there is much more clear global regulation when it comes to Bitcoin, and SEC by itself has been saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not a security, and CBOE secured insurance for those investors. So what does it mean? If something happens with Bitcoin, if something is getting hacked, or you know, if Bitcoin is going to be lost, those institutional investors will be able to claim that Bitcoin through insurance. So they'll be covered up, and that's what SEC was basically looking for in addition to other things, and that's a big deal. So they secured insurance for this fund, and because of this, if ETF is going to be approved, now this can happen as soon as in August next month. That will be the first decision by the SEC. Now they can prolong that, and if they're going to say yes, the ETF will most likely start functioning in the first quarter of 2019, like somewhere in January next year, right? Maybe in even December this year. We'll see about that. But when that will happen, that will create an influx of funds into Bitcoin, hundreds of billions of dollars. So that's very exciting. Now we are seeing that 97% of comments are positive. Like, people really want that. The crypto community want that ETF to be approved, which is a very good thing for the crypto space. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Don't miss out on this big announcement this year. And I was listening to Tika Tiwari, who is the editor of Palm Beach Confidential, and he's been in the space for 3 years, traveling, meeting the hedge fund managers and, you know, other high respected people in the space of crypto, and he's saying this is the biggest announcement ever for Bitcoin, right? He's seen $40,000 to $65,000 for Bitcoin, and you know, it's kind of exciting. So this is the first thing I wanted to discuss. We have CME, this organization that launched the futures, is seeing an increase in volume for Bitcoin futures, and this is like 93% in the second quarter this year compared to first quarter of 2018. So there's more and more people that are getting the Bitcoin futures product, and you know, some of the dumb money, they're shorting Bitcoin, which is, I don't know, that's not very good, as we're seeing billionaires are investing right now in this ETF on the line and all this positive news. I mean, why would you short Bitcoin? But a lot of people are shorting Bitcoin using this futures product, right? This contract. So in April, like 25th, there was a point that they've sold 18,000 of those contracts. So anyways, when they will launch, if they will launch this Bitcoin ETF, there's going to be a massive influx of funds to this. Now, CoinMarketCap, because they've received a lot of criticism, a lot of negative feedback of how they are listing exchanges, they're updating their exchange listing, and now it is more fair. you know, that they'll not show the exchanges that are possibly manipulating the trading volume as much. They've added 7-day and 30-day trading volume and the establishment dates for each exchange listed, so you can be more realistic when it comes to that. It's not as easy to manipulate the trading volume right now with coin market cap, which is good for the entire industry, as we've seen previously that some exchanges were manipulating their data, like for example zero transaction fees, like some exchanges were applying where people exchange between cryptocurrencies and paying zero fees because they're getting tokens back. They can manipulate that trading volume. Well, not longer the case. We're seeing Tron. Who is holding Tron? Tron, great projects. I'm holding on to Tron as well. Justin Sun, the founder of Tron, is won an election and being one of the block producers in the Tron network, which received about 120 million votes. And this spurred some controversy in the Tron network because he is the founder and CEO of Tron, right? And he didn't create a manifesto for why he would be a candidate, but he won. And he's saying it's all normal, you know, we are all decentralized in voting and in place, and you know, I can be a candidate and nothing wrong with that. But some people are like, I don't know, are you going overboard with this? And you know, seeing a Tron founder as number 8 in the network, and he's holding like 33 billion not the foundation is holding 33 billion of tokens, right? I don't know how much he's holding himself personally, but there might be a chance that this is not in the best interest of the Tron community, that he himself will be having more influence on the decentralized network, right? As more decisions in his hand. You know, that's kind of what they are saying. And one thing I want to tell you for today is this partnership between Stellar Lumens and IBM. This will be very, very huge for Stellar Lumens. It's kind of like IBM in the early days with Microsoft. They were primarily focused on the hardware, and they licensed the Microsoft software from them, and they helped Microsoft become what Microsoft is today with the help of IBM. So the same thing is happening with Stellar Lumens right now, as they have basically all of that internal payment network is relied on the Stellar Lumens, on XLM, on this coin. And now they have announced a stable coin, Stronghold USD, another stable coin which you can trade 1-to-1 to US dollars, and people could use that Stronghold USD with all of the IBM operations and all of that. And this closely ties with the Stellar Lumens technology. Well, in any case, you can read all of this, but I've read in the report that XLM is going to be it's a massive project, and IBM is all in, it's going all in on Stellar Lumen. So wait for the dips and buy Stellar Lumen at the most appropriate times, because this project has big potential. Of course, as usual, it's not a financial advice, and whatever I'm saying here, but you know, this is something that I'm personally doing, and I'm sharing with you the reasons why. And finally, for today, be careful about the Jigsaw ransomware, because they're stealing Bitcoin in a sense. When you're copying the address in a clipboard, it changes the address but remains the first couple letters the same, and it confuses people, and this is from hackers. And you need to always check not just the first couple digits, but the last couple digits. I would say 3-4 digits in the first and 3-4 digits in the last, at least, because they have been reported more and more of those insidious attempts of hackers to steal bitcoins from regular users, just because they are sending to the hacker's address and not to the intended address, because of this little sneaky software. And I don't know how they do that. Maybe it's a malware they're sitting somewhere in the computer. But be careful and always check the addresses whenever you are sending Bitcoin. Right? So this is the most important news for today, and I really hope that you are taking this to heart and paying attention to what is going on, because this is huge. It's going to be very huge year for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies coming up to 2019. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.